All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol ZOM, Zomedica Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol that you won't want to miss. It's a big learning experience, and we're going to reiterate on it. And I hope that it is something that you find value in, because we've talked about it already twice. And is there potential moving forward? I certainly think there is, but it's going to take a lot longer for it to move like it's been moving recently. So stay tuned for that. I definitely recommend staying tuned to the end for that, because I mean, this ticker symbol, you have to see what I'm talking about to understand and learn from it. Learn from it. That's what I want every single investor to take away. Learn from when I mentioned it, when I reiterated on it, and why we're talking about it today. I also want to announce that I have a Patreon now. I talked about it yesterday. That's going to get launched. The link is going to be down below in the description. Okay, you guys will get firsthand information on when I start looking at certain ticker symbols before I mention them on any other platform. And also, there's going to be so much other information and resources over time that you guys can learn from and stuff like that towards, you know, the upcoming weeks, months, and even year as I further develop the Patreon. So the link is down below, and spots are limited. Okay, so I do want you guys to know that. So let's look at something here first. I didn't want to talk about this, but I'm going to touch base on it because this was talked about yesterday, and I was asked a question, and I just want to make it clear to everyone. So I got asked, hey man, be honest, do you get paid to throw new tickers, or are they really your due diligence? Well, I do not make a single dime for anything I share, brother. It is all my due diligence. I take the time to research and share every ticker symbol I mention. I in no way, shape, or form am suggesting any viewer or investor to buy, sell, or hold any positions in any of the stocks I mention. I am just sharing my thoughts and opinions on stocks that may be overlooked. Okay, that's my goal. I've talked about this already before. And then I was going ahead and talking, and someone else jumps in and says, recently a YouTuber explained how he got emails from small market cap companies with tickers that he saw these other channels promoting. Well, if you do know something about me, I don't talk much about small caps unless I see big potential, which is what I talk about here. Okay, I usually look for stocks that have, you know, mid cap or large cap companies that have so much growth potential and a strong foundation, right? So I also talked about if I ever did a video like that, I would have to disclose it so every investor is aware. I'm all about transparency and honesty, and this is my own research, all of it. I really appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to ask me and make me aware. So I appreciate pointing that out, and I appreciate, you know, everyone asking me in this comment section here about this. So that's fine. You guys have the right to ask, but I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware. This is all my due diligence, my time, my effort. And I invest my time into this because I would not talk about stocks that I wouldn't even spend my own time looking at, okay? And I don't think I will ever see myself talking about stocks that a company tells me to promote or anything like that. I really don't see myself going that way. So my integrity is worth more than $1. And I can't talk about things really that I don't believe in either. So here we are with another, you know, response, which is from the original investor that asked. This was someone that went ahead and kind of gave me a little bit more insight on why probably the other investor asked. And this investor said, I don't mind you getting your money. We're all here at the end. I was just wondering because every video you have a new ticker. But hey, if it's all your job, then I have nothing but respect for you, brother. Well, brother, I have much respect for you as well. And I appreciate you, you know, being, I guess, respectful enough to say, hey, if you are doing that, you deserve it. Or if any other YouTuber is doing that, hey, they earned it, right? Well, that's not me. I'm doing all my due diligence. I don't make a single dime. And at the end of the day, I talk about how I created a Patreon, right? You guys will get early access to these ticker symbols and so much more. And I also appreciate the concern. It's okay to be concerned. And I really, really like that. That shows your intentionality and what type of community that we have here. So I do want to say thank you for recognizing my efforts. And I do this all for you guys. You can see that right there. I do it all for you guys. the investors and the viewers. Everything that I do is for you guys. I research stocks for you guys, and obviously for myself. I'm going to be investing in my positions as well, but not every single ticker symbol I talk about I have enough leverage to take a position in, but it's not going to take away the fact that I can share something that I would have considered if I had more money to invest in. So I'm also creating the Patreon because it'll give me more time to do more research, to do everything that I love, and to share with you guys information on stocks. So I do want you guys to be aware of that, and I wanted to go over that because someone had the curiosity to ask that question, and that was a very valid question. But I want you guys to know that I am not getting paid by any company. I am talking about stocks that I am researching, okay? And many of you may ask yourselves, how do I find ticker symbols for every day or every other day? Well, you can know more about that on Patreon if you want to join, because I will be talking about that for everyone that joins. I will post a video explaining that. So let's see Zomedica here. Zomedica had a dip and it brought itself back up, okay? Now this dip, right, could have looked as an opportunity. Something that I find very important is that it did not break through $2. We've been talking about that. $2 is the point that it needs to stay above. That was the lowest point that it literally reached, 202. And then the second lowest point was here at 210. But let's look at how this reacted the last couple hours of the day. And as I'm speaking, it's going lower and lower after hours. So we need to watch this carefully, and we need to watch the market overall carefully the next coming days. I mean, it did a big dip and then it ran back up. So I'm not sure if the whole entire market is going to continue doing that, which it's like it goes down to a new low, brings itself back up, and then it goes down to a new low, like this type of trajectory that's happening here. We need to watch not just Zomedica, the whole market overall, but there's nothing wrong with that. It could be a healthy correction for long-term investors, right? And for long-term positions. So we need to see what's going on if the correction is here. And we don't know just yet. It was one day of red, right? We all woke up in the red, and then it started to bring itself back up, and then a lot of stocks are still in the red, but by a very small amount. I mean, like if I just scroll down here, it's just a few cents. Look, all of them are red here, just a few cents. So it's something that didn't drastically change the whole market, and you can see it here. The change was $1.26 negative. So we really want to pay close attention to the market. So here we are. Support level, 225 gets broken through. The next point would be 210. You want to see if the bulls are trying to reappear, or are the bears tearing this one down. The 50-day moving average is 237. We're below it, bearish territory. When we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The resistance level is 238. If that gets broken through, this will be turned into a support by the bulls. And then if that can go ahead and be done, the bulls can pull away from it to reach newer highs, newer resistance levels, and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. So this resistance level will accomplish two things: getting back into bullish territory and gaining leverage in bullish territory to go up to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you guys found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned to the end, because the ticker symbol I'm about to talk about is a great learning experience for every single investor and looking at the charts and what we do here. Thank you guys. Stay tuned. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is one that I talked about a few weeks ago. We touched base on it one more time as it was moving. It had already moved up like $10. I wanted to let more investors be aware of it, and it was a learning experience at that time. Now, I want to go ahead and touch base on it one more time so that us as investors, we focus in on the raw data, the charts, the business model, financials, and the company's structure, right? So I wanted everyone to not look at this one from an emotional perspective and just focus in on the data, the information, and everything that this company had to offer and the potential, moving forward. And also thinking about, the pullback that it had. Was it going to be temporary? Was this actually something to, consider adding to your watch list and so forth? So we touched base on it twice. Now, I just want to touch base on it one more time, because once I looked at it, I had actually kind of left it alone, and I was just, leaving it in the back end. Didn't want to worry too much about it, but man, I have to mention it. So the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys have probably heard me talk about it already before, and it's almost going to seem like a broken record, okay? And I just want every single investor to learn from this and to see the value in the stocks that we're picking here, that we're looking at, and why I'm telling you guys to add it to your watch list. I also want to announce one more time for anybody that kind of missed it or overlooked it, I have a Patreon now. The link is going to be down below. You will gain access to these stocks that I'm looking at way before they're even mentioned here, as soon as I start analyzing them and putting them on my watch list, right? Because I usually look for a pullback and seeing if there's a consolidation or confirmation before I share it. So it gives me time to do due diligence and research before I announce it. So you're going to get firsthand the opportunity to start doing your due diligence and research before I even mention it here on YouTube. So that's something to look forward to, and there's so much other things I will be sharing on the Patreon. So the link is down below. So the ticker symbol is TWTR, Twitter Inc. So this is the second circle. This is the first circle. I talked about it as it was going down. I had stated this might be the bottom. And if it isn't, it's going to pull back more, and it's going to be an even bigger opportunity. Well, it did not drop any lower. It started to run up, consolidated, ran up, and just with the volatility of the market, just continued to hit newer highs. I talked about it at the beginning of February, again, because it had ran up so much in just 2 weeks. And here we are. We're seeing it at the $56, $55 mark, dipped a little bit, and it's ran up all the way up to almost $75 and just had a slight pullback, just like the rest of the market, and it's sitting at $71. This is just for you guys to see how important it is to not look at any stock or investment emotionally, okay? And to always be focused on the business model and paying attention if this is temporary, and that saying that everyone knows, buy low, sell high. That's cliche. And it's like, when do you know when it's low? When do you know it's high? Well, we're seeing a great example of a stock that was falling downwards, that had already hit $55, $56. All it's done is grow over time. So we saw one of its highs. So anything below that was a low. That's like one great simple way to look at it. Anything below that high was a low. And then that would be the new high. And then look what happened. It broke out to even newer highs, right? So very interesting stuff here. And you wanted to always know what was going on here. Was it fear and uncertainty? Because it certainly wasn't profit taking. There was a lot of stuff going on with Twitter, and it was being bashed, and that's completely understandable on everyone's perspective. I've always said that, and I probably even agree with your perspective, okay? That's not something that I wanted to talk about. I'm not here to talk about the conflict or, the controversial topics about this. I'm here to talk about the numbers. I'm here to talk about the opportunity. This was a big opportunity, and I just want every single investor to understand we cannot look at stocks from an emotional perspective. Now, would I recommend still adding this to your watch list? I would really look for a consolidation or a bigger pullback. We need to see what happens, because the potential is showing that it could even go beyond this number in the future or years to come. But that's a really slow process. I mean, this grew pretty fast. I don't know how much faster could this grow in the next coming weeks and months. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, we saw how this recovered, from $40, and it hit a new high in that year, and then it dipped down. So we already knew the high. So anything below that, like I said, was a low. So it was a great way to understand this one from buy low, sell high, because we were seeing new lows. And if it went even lower, I had stated even bigger opportunity. And if not, we want to look for some consolidation or a catalyst that starts to bring this one up. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.